Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, the Flash movie, The Flash. Now this is a Flash in a repurposed Batman suit. I believe it to be the Batman Returns suit, with the ears shaved down, repainted red. This is going to be Barry Allen from the Michael Keaton universe. I believe Barry Allen from the Ben Affleck universe crosses over, and then the two Barry Allens work together to save the multiverse. I picked this guy up at Target today. They've been street dated. Finally got the entire wave. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, The Flash. Here he is in the package. Looks like we have 4 Speed Force effects, collector's card, and a display stand. One side of the package, The Flash, in a Batman costume from The Flash. The other side simply says The Flash. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case it helps anybody. And on the back side, here's a drawing of this Flash in the bat suit. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I did get 2 of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. And I did get the entire wave today at Target. They've been street dated, so I've been hoping to get them earlier, but it just didn't happen. You may notice one of the figures is missing, the standard Barry Allen Flash. I actually found him at Target about a week ago. Finally have the entire wave complete, except for that giant McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Batwing. So this is Barry Allen as the Flash from the upcoming Flash film, played by Ezra Miller. But this is not the Barry Allen we think it is. This is actually a younger Barry Allen. This is going to be from the 1989 Michael Keaton universe. We have the traditional Barry Allen that comes from the Ben Affleck universe. Then he's going to cross over to Michael Keaton's universe and go back in time at the same time. So this is a younger version of Barry Allen. And if I'm not mistaken, they're going to expose him to the same accident that gave Barry Allen the Speed Force effects in the Ben Affleck universe. So there will be 2 Flashes working alongside each other to save the multiverse. Funny thing is, they don't have a suit for this guy, so they basically gave him the Batman Returns suit, repainted it red, shaved the ears off, and called it a day. So let's take a look. Start with his head here. You can see it's Barry Allen. The likeness to Ezra Miller, it's soft, but it's there. I can kind of see a little bit in the mouth and the eyes. He has the Batman Returns suit on. You can see the bat cowl, the definitive lines around the temple there. The ears, they're shaved lower. They added, I guess these are headphones to the back of the costume. That's what it looks like. He's got the Flash lightning symbol on top of the Batman symbol here. He's got the bottom part of the cowl, the very familiar look to it. Now, this makes me think of sort of a Chinese bootleg figure where they just take an existing figure, repaint it, and throw it out, called the Flash. But it's more or less what happens in the film. You can see that signature Batman Returns stomach armor there. It actually looks pretty good, and I've seen a bunch of people talking about repainting this guy into a Batman Returns Batman, and that might work, but he seems a little bit too thin for that purpose. Too slim, sleek. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, got some lightning bolts on the side there. Overall, it looks cool. You can see more of the cowl on the bottom of the back there. It looks cool, and it's very unique and different, and that's what I like about it. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. I have no problem with the way the head looks. It's kind of cool. Batman cowl, shaved ears, painted red, with Barry Allen inside. Very unusual and unexpected. One thing I will point out, he doesn't have the traditional neck articulation. His is done at the bottom where the neck and the head are one solid piece. Not going to be easy to swap anything out that way, but it makes sense, as the old school Keaton couldn't turn his head, and the neck and cowl were one solid piece. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom, and it's got one peg for the peg holes on his feet. And it's very thin, very basic. Now for his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Barry Allen the Flash in that repurposed batsuit. The Flash from The Flash. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. You can see it's describing the alternate, younger version of Barry Allen from 2013, the alternate universe. Now for his Speed Force effects. He has 4 of them, and we've definitely seen these before, both in blue and yellow paint schemes. They're cast in sort of a semi-transparent yellow plastic, simulating lightning bolts. It's got a little bit of bend to it. These parts will wrap around his arms and legs, giving him the Speed Force effects. Here's this Barry Allen Flash in a running pose without the Speed Force effects. And then here, with the Speed Force effects attached. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, and I'm not a big fan of the head and neck being one piece on any of the McFarlane figures, but, you know, it happens. It can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that far. Can't look up very much, so it doesn't really help in the running pose when you have the body looking forward and the head sticking up, but it can look down a pretty good amount. Can tilt from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does not have, oh, yes he does, it's just way tucked in there, that butterfly joint. Increase the range of motion and covering up the large gap there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. His wrists can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. His torso, he's got a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, giving him a pretty good range of motion in his torso area. I do like the Batman Returns armor here. Legs completely does the splits. Not a ball joint, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation, it's minimal, but it's there. Legs go forward about that much. Back, not at all. Double jointed knees below that. Then his ankle, forward and back. Rotation, tilt rock, and of course, to articulation. Flash tells Batman, I changed the past and created a world with no metahumans. When General Zod came, there was no one to stand up to them. Now let's check out a couple of action scenes. Here's the unmasked Michael Keaton Batman sitting in the Batcave, doing some research at the Batcomputer. A closer look at him, eyes glued on the screen. Both versions of Barry Allen from the Ben Affleck universe and the Keaton universe come together to the Batcave. They're looking for some help to defend against General Zod. Batman there meets them both. Do you guys need some help? Both the Barry Allens are in awe of what they're seeing. One of the Barry Allens says, you're... And Batman looks at them and says, yeah, that's right. I'm Batman. Batman gets ready to hop into the Batmobile. Canopy slides forward, preparation for him. Somewhere between the Batcave and fighting General Zod, they pick up Supergirl along the way, evening the odds. Batman, both versions of the Flash, and Supergirl arrive to stop Zod and the other Kryptonians. Supergirl fires her heat vision at General Zod, pushing him back. The fight begins. Here's the Keaton Batman taking on Fiora, and behind that, we have both versions of Barry Allen using the Speed Force to take out some of the Kryptonians. I imagine there's going to be a scene pretty similar to this in the film. Now let's check them out. Next is some other action figures, starting off with some other Barry Allen Flash figures. Here he is, next to the slightly older and standard version of Barry Allen from the Flash. These are both Barry Allen, both from different universes, and both from different time frames. And here he is, next to the McFarlane Ezra Miller Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Overall, the figure is about the same height, maybe just a tiny bit taller, but the overall body and thickness is a little bit bigger on the Zack Snyder's Justice League version. They actually made two versions of the Ezra Miller Barry Allen Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League, both the Speed Force version and the regular version. Here would be all of the different McFarlane Ezra Miller Flash figures they've made so far. We've got a total of 4 of them, and maybe some surprises in the future. The only other speedster figure they're making for the Flash movie, at least that we're aware of, is going to be this Dark Flash. And for all I know, maybe this is also Barry Allen. Maybe it's General Zod. Maybe it's Batman. The possibilities are endless. Until we see the movie, I don't think we'll know for sure. I'm avoiding spoilers. Here's this Flash figure, next to a Barry Allen Ezra Miller Flash from Mattel's DC Multiverse line. And now let's continue showing him off next to other Barry Allen Flash figures. Here's this young Barry Allen Flash in the Batsuit from the Flash movie, McFarlane's DC Multiverse line. Next to McFarlane's DC Multiverse Rebirth Flash, my favorite Flash so far, although that new upcoming Flashpoint Flash looks to dethrone this one. And here he is, next to McFarlane's Injustice 2 Barry Allen Flash. Then, next to the Grant Gustin TV show Flash. Then, next to the Page Punchers Flash. And now, next to the Speed Metal Barry Allen Flash. Here are all of the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Barry Allen Flash figures. And the next one we're getting is going to be from the comic Flashpoint. And here he is, next to a Noble Toys Bendy figure Barry Allen Flash. Then, next to all of my DC Direct and DC Collectibles Barry Allen figures. Then, next to all of my Mattel Barry Allen Flash figures. Now let's check them out. Next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here are all the different Barry Allen Flash figures McFarlane has made so far. Now most McFarlane figures are 7-inch scale, but McFarlane has made a bunch of different size Flash figures. We have the 7-inch scale first, then the 4-inch Superpowers McFarlane figure, and then the 3-inch Page Punchers McFarlane figure. And here he is, next to my McFarlane Wally West Flash figures. Then, next to McFarlane Jake Garrick Flash figures. And now, next to the Wallace West Kid Flash figures. And here he is, next to McFarlane's Reverse Flash figures. And here he is, next to Godspeed. Then, next to McFarlane's couple of Dark Flash figures. And here are all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse speedsters they've made so far. The next one is going to be the Target exclusive Flashpoint Flash. And then after that, I've seen on the leaked list the other two facial varieties of the Speed Metal Dark Flash. Now let's check them out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here's the entire Flash Wave, 7 figures. And here's the entire Flash Wave and vehicles. Awesome, awesome vehicles. Awesome wave of figures. Can't wait for the Batwing. And here he is, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Dick Grayson Robin and Kyle Rayner Blue Lantern. Then, next to some recent Target exclusive Gold Label figures, we have both the Flashpoint Aquaman and Project Superman, and then Impulse, Joker Eyes Dark Detective Batman, and Deadman. Here's this Flash, next to some recent Walmart exclusive Gold Label figures. We have both the Vampire Batman and Joker, and then Eradicator and Beast Boy. And here he is, next to the Titans Wave, Collective Build Beast Boy. Then, next to Wonder Woman and Shazam from Shazam Fury of the Gods. Shazam Fury of the Gods is part of the DC Cinematic Universe alongside the Flash. And now, next to the Arkham City Riddler and the Arkham Knight Earth 2 Batman skin, here's Flash, next to the two most recent Mega figures, Calabac and Falcom Abominus. And here he is, next to the 4th wave of Page Punchers. This is an Aquaman-themed wave. We have Aqualad, Aquaman, Black Manta, and Ocean Master. Then, next to the Dark Knight Trilogy set, Collective Build Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. And now, next to the Kingdom Come Armored Batman and the Dark Knight's Metal Gladiator Batman, here's Flash, next to the Duke Thomas Signal, Connell Superboy, and both versions of the Jake Garrick Flash. And here he is, next to most recent Batman wave, we have the Hush Batman, both versions of the Nightfall Catwoman, both versions of the Rebirth Mr. Freeze, and the Infinite Frontier Joker. And finally, next to both the Amazon exclusive Tim Drake Robin and the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. Now let's check them out. Next is some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how it fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix them with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, next to some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jakks-specific wrestling figures, here's this Flash, next to a paintbrush. And here he is, next to some DST, or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, standing next to some NECA figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares, AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, next to some Mafex figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a cool figure. The coolest thing about this figure is how unique he is. It's the Flash in a Batman suit, repainted red. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like that before. It's in the Batman Returns suit, and I really like the attention to detail. I expect this to be just like this in the film. He's got the armored sort of abs, the bat symbol on his chest, with a Flash lightning bolt simply painted on top. The whole suit is repainted red. We have the definition of the cowl. The ears are shaved off. Flash has these headphones on. It's just such a unique piece. Is this a Batman figure? Is this a Flash figure? Well, I say it's a Flash figure, but he's in a Batman outfit. So where do you put it in your collection? It's just perfect for a guy like me. That being said, the figure's not without its flaws. If you want to remake him to Batman Returns, he's a little too thin, and that's not a flaw of this figure, but that's a flaw if your intent is to turn him into a Batman Returns figure. His articulation is pretty good. I'm not fond of how they did the neck, but I do understand using the Batman Returns suit. They're going to restrict it in certain ways. His accessories, the Speed Force effects, we've seen them before, but I do actually like these kind. They're really easy to attach to the figure. I do not like the kind that came with the standard Barry Allen figure from this film. The sculpt and paint job are excellent. No issues there. If I were to rate this figure, I'm probably going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. And I kind of want to bump that up a little more just because he's so cool and unique. But I'd say he's worthy of a 6.5. Hopefully, one day McFarlane will give us a 7-inch scale Batman Returns Keaton Batman. Now, that would be cool. To my knowledge, there are absolutely no 6 and 7-inch scale Batman Returns figures out there. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.